Hi, my name is Wana, and today I will be talking about my learning process with regards to the buying clock and how I used the tool to map out one of the largest SDL accounts within the regulated industry space. Now, in order to set things in context, I will have to give you a bit of insight into my professional background. I have joined SDL a little over 3 months ago after having spent most of my professional career within various procurement roles. As an integral part of the global procurement department within clinical research organizations, within the role of a global clinical sourcing manager, I was overseeing the end-to-end process of a variety of categories of spend that fall within R&D. Amongst these categories, one that has had a profound impact on me and has also stirred my curiosity has been the translations category. And that is where my path with the localization industry actually started taking shape. Looking back, the moment I started working with SDL has been an actual turning point in my career. I have admired this company early on as soon as I have started collaborating with them. However, I had to do so from afar because of my role and the requirements of the job as a procurement professional. So, fast forward, in February of 2020, in an interesting twist of fate, I did have the opportunity to join SDL, the company I have long admired. However, by the time February came, I had missed out on the largest event of the year, SKO. So I did not have a chance to attend in person the Sales Ignite and Buying Clock training. However, I'm very thankful to have spent all of those years in procurement, as my extensive background has enabled me to quickly comprehend the structure of the training and the outside-in approach the buying clock was actually conveying. From a first-hand buyer perspective, I can actually validate that the training content is on point and defines very well all of the key areas a salesperson needs to be mindful of when laying the groundwork for a new opportunity or looking to expand within a current account. Procurement organizations have shifted from tactical buying and a pure cost savings model to delivering value beyond savings. There are a few notable industry trends that are driving a deep transformation within all organizations that do have a procurement function. Procurement functions tend to be more centralized, as organizations have realized the value that such a department can bring, such as the value add of building deeper relationships with suppliers, which represents a shift from tactical buying to strategic partnering, and an increased focus on digital transformation, which enables organizations to track performance more precisely, improve production, and enable informed decisions by leveraging the valuable in-depth data analysis. I would also like to re-emphasize that it's absolutely key that when an opportunity is identified, we ask all of the right questions with regards to the scope, what it is that our customer is trying to achieve, what are their pain points, what is their vision for the future, so we can better match and tailor our solution to their needs. And the reason I'm drawing attention to this is because there are very few true SMAs in the buyer role. As such, we are very well positioned to establish ourselves as a partner and a trusted advisor. The life sciences industry is truly in need of partners, trusted advisors, to implement a suitable localization solution, which is a delicate task due to the complexity and security requirements for their specialized content. The customer I will be talking about today is one of the largest CROs within the industry and a long-standing partner of SDL's. We have been a trusted partner of IQVIA's for over 8 years. However, technological advancements and M&A have allowed them to grow, introduce AI, as well as digitalize their solutions, which have in turn completely transformed the company from a service provider to a technology player. Now, due to the continuous growth and developments of our customer, there are still pockets that we have not penetrated yet and areas of growth brought on by all these activities. As such, we have proceeded to do an extensive mapping of the strategic business units where we do provide services and technology solutions, measure the penetration rate, as well as identify potential new areas of expansion. Throughout the mapping exercise, I have used the buying clock to identify which stage of the buying process each of these business units were at, as well as determine the right moment to engage and start positioning suitable solutions. Before completing the mapping process, I also had to consider for the unprecedented impact the COVID-19 pandemic was having on the global health industry. As such, some of the more complex solutions that would require change management on the customer side would have had a higher success rate if we were to position such solutions after the situation came to a somewhat normal. Hence, some of these areas had to be pushed out by a couple of weeks so we can start off well positioned. One of the relevant examples is safety and pharmacovigilance, area in which the volume of AEs, SAEs, and medical journal articles that require translating has increased by a 20% year-on-year rate as a result of the increasing number of medication that is released on the market, and these medications require lifelong monitoring, as well as the race of pharma companies to release new medication and therapies for rare disease and CNS indications. Due to this increase, these teams are challenged with processing an ever-increasing amount of reported cases, as well as relevant medical literature, and they are most certainly in need of a solution that would enable them to process these volumes efficiently and effectively. This is where SDL is best positioned with our content security and compliance solution that includes machine translation, post-editing services, and translation management that would help them solve their volume problem and adhere to the timelines for submitting the required documentation as defined in applicable legislation. As such, the solution can vary a lot in complexity, and we will surely require a certain level of change management, which I believe is not something that they're willing to entertain during the pandemic. However, we have laid the groundwork and pushed out engaging with this business unit by a few weeks in order to increase the likelihood of success. Another area of expansion that I have identified with this client is the real-world evidence business unit. Thanks to the buying clock training coupled with the extensive relationship we have had with this customer, we have been able to fast track from why change to commit to change. So we have been able in a very short amount of time to prove the success of our solution within IQVIA, showcase how this team can leverage and draw the benefits from working with SDL, and push towards commit to change. In closing, my advice to all of my fellow colleagues is that research and prospecting be done thoroughly, as well as information gathering, from understanding the challenge and requirements, determining the driver for change, differentiating between decision makers, advocates, and enablers, to understanding the selection criteria and weigh-ins for evaluating the solution. All of these will better position SDL to secure the win. Thanks for watching. Bye!